the degree to which we can tax our population is eclipsed by the amount of our interest on our debt. Basically makes us a Ponzi scheme of some sort. And I think if you just pay attention, you'll get a warning sign.
Patrick McHenry and I have been working very well together. We have been working on this for 22 months. We have put together legislation with a few more tweaks that we may have to put to it that I think is going to bring everybody together. One of the things about this bill is it's been very complicated. We have so many entities that are involved. We have the feds, we have the Treasury, we have the White House. Everybody has had something to say, and we've had to recognize all of those concerns. But in doing that, in the final analysis, it's about making sure that investors and that the people are protected, and that we don't have, a stablecoin bill where people who are, basically the companies don't have the assets that they say that they have. We have to ensure that they have those assets to back up stablecoins. We are talking with the Senate side. We've met with Schumer. I've talked with Sherrod Brown. We're on our way to getting a stablecoin bill in the short run. And I want you to know that those of us who have worked with Mr. Schumer, we want very much to have safer banking. And I know that there may be some concerns with McConnell, but I am hopeful that we can overcome that, because you're absolutely right. We've got to have safer banking, and most of us who have been working on this support that.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you're joining the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. And we have Maxine Waters on stablecoins and cannabis. What a combination to be in one bill. But we know why, guys. The digital economy. They want you at home using this programmable money, getting high. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And I told you that the stablecoin bill would be in motion this year, and everything will be effective next year. And 2025, the fourth industrial revolution is going to be in motion. Remember, that's when they take down the curtain and the sheep get to see reality. Because the robots, algorithms, and drones have been ready 20 years ago. And we know these digital currencies are ready. We're starting to see more and more integration in the legacy market. And the only thing they need is one crisis to get us over. Remember, in a crisis, you can do things you never thought you'd be able to do before. And that's why we hear the drums are beating. And remember, it's going to take about 3 to 5 years to move all this technology in. But if you're paying people to sit at home and get free money, they can do it easily and quickly. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, this week is going to be a roller coaster ride. We have Jerome Powell in the house. And we also have Janet Yellen being a key to this week also, because we're looking at the announcement for the refunding. And the Treasury has a lot of debt to sell. And we know it's going to be short term, because nobody wants this long-term paper, because we know right around the corner is going to be an end to the dollar as the world reserve currency, and we're going to a level playing field. And that's the reason why they're pushing these stable coins. So therefore, the dollar doesn't lose a lot of its strength. But remember, it's definitely going to be taken off the throne. And we're going to see China the dragon rise with the Belt and Road, with that digital yuan backed by that digital SDR. And we have Japan right now taking a beating, but we know it's not going to last long. Remember, Japan is holding up the globe. Once they start moving in interest rates, the United States dollar is going to start to crumble. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
The big political and economic question of the 21st century will be, what do we need humans for? Or at least, what do we need so many humans for?
Do you have an answer in the book?
At present, the best guess we have is keep them happy with drugs and computer games.
Would you vote for it if it was coupled with a cannabis banking bill as well?
Well, Joe, I would vote for it if it were coupled. I have supported the Safe Banking Act for 9 years in Congress now, which would allow cannabis dealers in states where it's legal to have access to the banking system. I think it's a lot easier to catch bad actors and illegal activity if those companies are participating in the banking system. So if someone's trying to take advantage of legal cannabis in an illegal way, it's a lot better to have those companies participating in the banking system. I think Ranking Member Waters is correct that we're very close to completing our bipartisan work together on a payment stablecoin bill that will protect consumers and enhance innovation here in the United States and make the U.S. more competitive. We'll see other countries adopt our rules once we put that law in place. And we're working on it in a bipartisan way as soon as we can to find the floor time and the compromise in both the Senate and the House to move that legislation.
If you look at the condition of the world right now, it's actually more dangerous than before World War II. More, because we have terrorism that they didn't have.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told told his members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets. Now,
it was not just a poor auction; it was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. I hate when countries go off the dollar. I would not allow countries to go off the dollar, because when we lose that standard, that will be like losing a revolutionary war. That will be a hit to our country, just like losing a war. And we can't let that happen. And too many countries now are fighting to get off the dollar.
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Xrp, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate. Not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Tam Save the Village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Tam Save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Drama Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.